Right,
Alright.
we are officially recording. We're gonna basically welcome to
Yay!
Football Productions. I have my mate Bernie. We're gonna talk through all the games, kind of preview or go through what happened during the week, preview what's about to happen, kind of give a couple of predictions. So Bernie has this big brain idea that he thinks, we can come up with a table and prove that I'm always right. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and then probably Monday, Tuesday, if Bernie has the time, we're gonna review our results, go through the games, and yeah. So a bit of a new kind of video feel for the channel. So fuck it, let's get into it, man. Welcome Bernie, by the way. Welcome Bernie.
Thank you. I feel so welcome. It only took me 2 weeks to get here, so it's great.
We've been talking.
Yeah.
We've been trying to set this up for ages, but Bernie apparently lives out in the back of arse of nowhere, so he has no internet. So he's had to drive up the side of a mountain, basically, to find some internet. So he's right next to the towers now, where all the internet just magically comes from. So he has good
This is
service.
terrible. By the way, it's just fucking VPN. Yeah, It was your fault in the first place. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's all
probably
my
could
fault.
call you from my bedroom home, but your VPN was wrong, you fucking dipshit.
Right, so during the week, unfortunately I have to talk about this game. I really don't want to. I'm a Man United fan. I've mentioned this previously. We drew 1-1 against Palace.
Oh, shit.
It was painful to watch, I'll be honest. Like, where I live, that was midnight I was watching this. It finished at 2
Really, yeah?
It was 2 a.m. when it finished, and I was like,
You still-
1-0. Yeah, in the middle of the week, like Wednesday night, I worked the next morning, like. And I was like, oh, okay, it's chill goal. We scored just before halftime. I was like, oh man, yes. And like, given our form this season, we seem to be able to hold on to leads. Oh, that free kick at the end, lad! My God, did you see it?
Yeah, like, I mean, fucking, they're the keeper in the world that was saving that.
No.
I'm sorry, like, they're
Yeah,
all the
no.
keeper in the world. And so that dipped. Like, I suppose a lot of keepers would have thought like that was going over the bar. It was just the way it dipped, and like,
Yeah, it hit off the bar, didn't
think
it? I
what
swear
you
it hit off the bar a bit.
it just skimmed the top of it, like, but
Yeah.
the dip on it, like, it just dipped the last 5 yards,
Yeah.
and holy fuck, like, they're the keeper in the world that saved that. I don't care. Like, if you 2 keepers in the goal, you weren't saving that. That
No.
was perfection. Like,
It was unbelievable. I love how how did he not celebrate it? He channeled his inner Roy Keane there. Like, he just didn't celebrate.
He doesn't celebrate his goals because he's woke, right? This new phenomenon where you do the opposite of everything that's acceptable. So, if he got a red card, no, he probably would celebrate. Like, he'd probably be like, yeah, get it. Or,
He
just seems like he's not character winners, I think, from what I've read about him. Like, so.
I don't know if this
Just-
was like a troll or whatever, but I saw some on Twitter basically where it was meant to be his quote, where he was like, "I don't celebrate goals. Does a postman celebrate every time he delivers the post?" And then I saw a reply to it saying, "Yeah, but a postman doesn't deliver 3 times a year."
That's Roy Keane came out with that one about David De Gea. David De Gea made a save there one game, and Gary Neville was fucking blowing his load over it. Like, Roy was like, "He's a goalkeeper. He's in goals. He makes saves. Do I thank the postman for delivering the post? No, I don't."
Big Cork accent on him as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This was heartbreaking. One of the biggest. This is where it all went wrong, actually, when this man here, Casemiro, got a yellow card. Oh,
Yeah. And why
man.
did he get the yellow card? Why did he get the yellow card? Because Bruno Fernandes was
Yeah.
pussy. I cannot believe it.
No.
Like, why is he go out with that challenge? Like, that's why you've been so bad, over the last couple of years. Your mentality inside that original team that before Casemiro and fucking Varane came in, like, doesn't, like, I think it was like an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer mentality, maybe that was still at the club or something, like, but just like
Hey, leave Ollie
Casemiro.
alone.
No, seriously, like, Casemiro put his body in the line.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
he did. Yeah.
he did, like, where you could see Fernandes was not ready to do that. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't ready to do it.
Yeah.
And
No,
I think
I mean, everyone knew as soon as I saw him go into that tackle, he was so good the entire game. Like, he was clearly told, do not dive in, do not. but yeah, that one moment, man. Oh, and he's a huge miss as well. He's absolutely massive. But anyways,
But I think,
yeah, go on.
sorry, man. I think one thing about him though, like he's a really fucking dangerous player when he gets the ball out in his own half and he looks up. And if he sees any bit of runner at all, like he can actually play a fucking fantastic pass. Like
He goes for every
he's
time. Like
yeah.
his decision making is unbelievable. Like he's so
Yeah.
calm at the back. He's just amazing
Yeah,
to
no,
watch. He's so good. He's huge, miss.
it's amazing what one player does, like for a fucking team. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I don't know how. We'll go into this in our kind of previews, but I don't know how Ten Hag is gonna kind of go around the Arsenal game, like because you could see against in the City game, Casemiro, but Fred was like on De Bruyne, and Casemiro was basically doing everything else. So I'll be interested to see.
They play very well together, Casemiro and Fred.
Yeah, actually, that's Brazil's midfield. That's the reason why Brazil didn't win the World Cup, because Fred just didn't play enough. Like,
Oh yeah, Fred wasn't captain. Like they made president.
Fred didn't play enough. That's why.
Yeah, De Gea as well, man.
Matt,
You give mention to De Gea as well. He was fucking phenomenal most of the game. Like
who De Gea?
yeah, he was phenomenal. Like he really was. Like, he's some fucking keeper, man. And he wants to be like.
Yeah, I struggle with De Gea recently. You know this, like I'm not convinced. I think there's just way better goalkeepers out there. Like
Jack Butland.
no, but he's meant to be a sub keeper. Come on, man, come on. I'll bring up Karius. Don't even try it, right? But
Mr. fucking
how can we not?
goalkeeper who breaks his name.
How can we not talk about Wan-Bissaka's tackle at the end? Oh my
What
god!
a monster!
What a
That man is a centre back. That man is not a right back. He's a centre back. Like I just.
No.
He will. He will.
No.
He will.
No. The amount of
Right,
times, the amount of times, right? This man, I've seen him play for the last two years now, where a ball comes in from the right hand side, it goes across a cross in or a low cross, and like the left winger, say for the opposing team, is just there to tap it in. Like he doesn't check his shoulder. Like he can't. He's not a centre back because he's still unreal 1-on-1. Like that's why he basically saved us a point in the last game. Like, but
Give him a year under Ten Hag. I guarantee you, he'll be way smarter player. He's just had bad coaches for the last couple of years.
no, you
Like,
could be right. You could. Yeah, you could.
No, I'm telling you, man. A year under Ten Hag, he'll educate him to a point where he'll become a player that can play across the back four. Because he's defensively, like he's fucking class. Like he's just got some leg reach in him there. Like if
he does that reach around tackle. You can't get past him like that. Yeah. Right.
And if you fucking
go on.
yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No. He would be though. Like, he can just get his positioning right. Like he's not a going forward back. Like so. I mean, he might fit in very well as a back three there. Or
maybe
like,
in a back three, maybe because he has the pace and he has other centre backs around him to kind of guide him through. But
or Chelsea might play him.
They're playing everyone. We'll get into that. They're playing a battle of mid-table soon. Anyways, Manchester City versus Spurs yesterday. What do you make of that? Did you watch it? I didn't watch it. It was too late for me. I didn't watch it.
Such satisfaction. No, I had said Spurs would be kind of a bogey team for City, and I had said it worked.
Just to preface this, you're a Spurs fan, Bernie, aren't you?
Oh, I could make some anti-Semitic comments there. I'm just not. I keep reminding myself that you're recording this. Yeah, there, a couple of Y words come to my mouth. No, fucking hate them. I absolutely hate Spurs. Everything they stand for. Spurs and Everton are my two, and Fulham are my three least favourite clubs in football. Honestly,
why Fulham? What have Fulham done to you?
They're boring as fuck. Like they're boring as fuck. Like
not this year. Not this year. You can't say they're boring this year.
They are. They still are. They're going to have a good bit of a season, but watch now next season. They'll crumble. They'll crumble again. Like they'll be back down again within 2 seasons. Like because what they'll do is like it's like every fucking London club does it. Like they get a bit of success. It goes to their head. They think they're going to fucking make the next big step. They spend a rake of money in shy players that big clubs don't want, and they end up finishing mid-league, and then managers get sacked. And
has worked out for Chelsea, in fairness, in the last 2 decades. So.
Yeah, but like in all fairness, like Chelsea had unlimited money to go about doing that system.
It
Like
still looks like they do. It still looks like they have unlimited money, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you have a club owner who leaves the club and doesn't want any money back or leaves and writes off debts and stuff like that, like, so that puts the club in a very good position. Like, do you know what I mean? Sure, like,
that's what we need.
Every other club. Oh, you fucking need it so bad. You need to hatter that, like, so bad. But
anyway, did you watch this game?
I was listening to the commentary when I was at work, and I watched obviously like extended highlights and stuff like that. Like, but I had said to the lad, I go, Spurs are their fucking Bowie team. I goes, don't be surprised if they beat City 2-0.
They counter just stay defensive. Well, it seems every year, like.
Yeah, but my God, like going in at 2-0.
At half time, that was dream scenario.
No, worst thing ever for Spurs. If you watch Spurs, like they are the worst team for holding a lead, like, do you know.
But they're also the worst team for conceding goals, like, because they've conceded so much in the first half. This might be one of the first games of the year of the season where they've scored first in a game and like are winning by halftime. Like they're outrageous for conceding first, like this year. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Under a Conte team, you wouldn't expect it either. Like you'd expect defensively solid, but anyways, Pep must have gone on a rant anyway at halftime.
I'd say there was no Vaseline used inside that dressing room. Not playing, like, I'm telling you, like, he must, because they came out a different animal, like, they really did second half.
Yeah, they did. It was interesting to see Alvarez and Haaland, like, playing together. Mahrez has been on fire as well recently. Like, he didn't turn up against United.
Seriously.
He's unreal. He's such a good player.
Yeah, fucking, I don't know, like, City, like, you know, they have all these superstar players that individually at other clubs would be probably superstars, but Pep just gets them in playing. Do you know, like,
as a team,
give Haaland 6 months. Do you know that team will be ticking.
Yeah.
Like Pep just has this mentality with players. Like, see Grealish there now the last day, fucking it was towards the end of the game there. Like someone went on a counter attack, and it was actually Grealish that put in the last tackle. Like their left winger playing as a back, like, you know, covering. His own player going, like,
I mean,
he's
one example, but Jesus, he's not lived up to expectation at City at all. Like,
I think that's harsh, man. I think that's harsh. Look at Foden. You could say the same thing about Foden. You could say the same thing about Foden. Foden isn't starting against City.
Foden's a young fella, and he's also produced way more for City than Grealish has ever done in his career, in my opinion.
I think Grealish does very well for City. He does a job for him, like, you know, like he's exactly the sort of winger they want when you're playing with Haaland, like. See, you know, you're defending.
Yeah, okay. So for Haaland, to be fair, I think he probably suits Haaland, but so does Foden. I think Foden's just going through a rotten patch of form. I think at the start of the season, Foden was he literally scored a hat-trick in the derby, and so did Haaland. Like that.
Yeah. You know,
they work well together, and Foden's young. He's just going through a bad patch. I think he'll be back. I'd say he's class. I rate Foden. I do. I think he'd be better in the middle of the field though. Do you know the way Bernardo plays there, or Gundogan? I think Foden could do that job as well.
Yeah. As a midfielder, like, I think so too. Yeah, he needs to. Anyways, I think. Like, I just think this centre attacking midfielder, very few teams use him now anymore. Again, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like Pep is playing basically two attacking midfielders as centre mids. He just makes them run for days. Like, look at De Bruyne and Bernardo. Like, they just have engines on them. They just run constantly. But yeah, Haaland has broken his duck. He seems back in the goals after a bit of a goalless run for him, from what I remember.
So, like, I mean, if that man plays for 20 minutes and doesn't score a goal or do something, people are going to get on his back. Like,
he's finished. He's finished.
Yeah, fellas are fucking selling him already. Like, it's just like, it's actually, I just find like with Twitter and stuff like that, like a player has a bad 10 minutes there, like, and.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Like
there's a reason.
Like Darwin Núñez's stats are better than Suarez and Mane. I mean, they started their first 10 games.
Don't start this propaganda, Bernie. Don't.
I'm just saying. There's a lot of fucking United fans out there who are jealous that they didn't get Darwin Núñez when we got him.
I'm not jealous whatsoever.
Yeah, I think, and you're really looking for a striker. Really.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. That Dutch prodigy, what's his name?
He was brilliant on Wednesday night. He was fantastic. Right, naturally, we've gotten to Liverpool and Chelsea. The early kickoff. on Saturday.
Yeah.
Are you working?
That
No,
lovely-
you're off, aren't you? So you'll be watching this.
Oh yes, baby. I'll be watching it. All right,
Oh,
but one eye
yes.
open. So.
Battle of
Um,
mid-table. Let me scroll down here so I can see it. 9th versus 10th. Game in hand
Yeah,
for Liverpool. Game in
Yes.
hand. Both, like, let's be honest, Liverpool were competing on 4 fronts last year. Basically lost the league on 2, or lost the quadruple on 2 goals. But also didn't score a single goal in either of their cup finals. I mean, FA Cup final last year, Carabao Cup final last year. Both teams in complete disarray, really, this year, it seems. Chelsea more so than others. We'll talk about them in a minute. But how are you feeling ahead of this one? You confident?
My balls. I'm never confident.
You're at home,
Not this
Anfield.
season. Yeah, that's the only boost, right? Like, because we haven't had a home game now in like the last 2, like Brentford and Brighton were both away. So
Yeah.
it's nice to get home, all right, obviously. But I'd be a bit apprehensive. Obviously, Chelsea are just a dangerous team now at the moment. Like, they're not on a great run, so they need to win. And it's a game like Liverpool that they could take and win. That gives them a bit of a bounce towards the second half of the season. My prediction for it, being honest with you, if we were playing everyone we need to play, like Nunes is playing, if he gets the right midfield 3 to play tomorrow and we play similar enough to how we played against Wolves, I would say we've a chance to win the game, maybe 2-1, 3-1 maybe, possibly, because I don't rate their defence at all. Like, Chelsea's defence is terrible. Like,
They're leaky, man. They're so leaky. And,
like,
just look at the stats. They don't score many goals either. They really don't.
no,
They've no goal scorer.
no.
So what
No,
are you going for,
they have
2-1 or
to-
3-1?
I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna be bold. I haven't backed Liverpool the last couple of games, but I don't know. I'm gonna be bold in this one. I'm gonna say it could be Liverpool 3-1. Yes.
Yeah, 3-1.
I also reckon Chelsea will start their man from the Ukrainian fella. I can't pronounce his name.
I cannot even
But-
remember his name. They've signed.
Yeah.
They've signed too many players. Like, they've signed. We gotta talk about this. Chelsea are. You know, when on FIFA you go into career mode, and then you get this like achievement or unlockable where you can get, billionaire buyout, right?
Yeah.
They've done that twice, right? Because he is signing everyone. Like, anyone that's
And it's
available,
like-
he signs. Like,
And it's like you give your career after doing that. It's like you give your career mode then to your 4-year-old, and you let him buy the players. Like, it is like, what are they at? Like,
it's crazy.
but I don't know.
I don't know how they're even going past like FFP. I heard, they're giving that Ukrainian blow. I should really know his name. Like, they're giving him an 8-year deal, and that's apparently how they're getting around all of the FFP, like, because his contract is spread out. And I was thinking, Mudryk. Okay, Mudryk is his name. Like, crazy money, 100 million. He's scored like less than 10 goals or something. Just got over 10 assists or something like that. Like, really low numbers. Now, I know as a United fan, we blow money, right? We spent 100 million on Anthony over the summer. But at least
They wouldn't say.
he's done, like, that's outrageous, by the way. We should never have spent 100 million on Anthony. 50, 60 million max, right? But
Crazy.
but Mudryk for, like, what was talked about, I think it was 95 million in the end or something. Euro, I think.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
money, like.
Absolutely crazy. Like, Badashile, they bought. I think he's actually a decent signing, to be honest.
He is. He's very good there. He's very. That's so far the fella they got from Norway as well. Will probably be a good player eventually.
He could be. I've said it to you before. He kind of seems like a Graham Potter signing. Signed from the wilderness a bit at Molde, and hopefully he can develop him. And they've signed I think Noni Madueke from PSV today for like 35 million. I rate him. I really like him. So we'll see. Like, we'll see what happens with him. But I mean, they need to replace their squad because it's so old. Their squad is so old. But
their backline is bad now at the moment. Like, it really is. Like, they're still playing Azpilicueta right back there. Like,
mental. But I mean, they would obviously prefer to play Reece James there. But he's just he's having a horrid run of form this year. this season.
He just keeps getting injured. He came back for 2 games and I think he made it worse. Whatever was wrong with him, like so. Fuck it. It's pity as well because he's really when he plays like Chelsea are dangerous.
Yeah.
Especially on that right side, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
But look, I can't say I feel sorry for Chelsea, being honest with you, because they have the money and the spending power just to go out and buy replacements. Like, whereas
this Todd Bowley guy reminds me of Ed Woodward so much. Like, won't just employ a good director of football who knows what they're doing, knows how to negotiate in the football world, and build the club up. Because Chelsea, they don't have a huge stadium, but they have pedigree after the last 2 decades. They're in London. Players want to go there just because it's London. It's a nice big city. They get to play good football. Fans are always going crazy inside Stamford Bridge. So I don't know. Todd Bowley he spent a load of money to buy the place. I saw something as well today. They spent like 390 million, which is more than every other top 5 league combined. It's more than that.
They've spent more in the last 6 months than Liverpool have done in the last 6, I think.
Since Klopp has been there, I'd say.
Yeah. In the last 6 months, like, they've spent more than Liverpool have. And, like, we've made a good couple of signings, like Diaz, Nunes, Van Dijk, Alisson, Fabinho. You know, you can go back through it. Like, we made a good lot of signings, like, and they still spent more in 6 months than we have since Klopp was there. Like, I don't think it's Klopp since Klopp was there. I think it's like in the last 5 years, because I think you have to take in, if they took in the other signings that Klopp made the first 2 years, it would bring us over, obviously. Like, but it's just mad still. Like, that's, and like they're the worst thing to happen to football, because what they do is any player who's in worth his salt, Arsenal should have got Mudryk for 60 million.
He was begging for him as well. He was begging for him. He really wanted to go to Arsenal. But
like, he is worth no more than 50 million in my eyes. 50, 60 million. Arsenal should have got their man
even that's
for 60 million.
Even that's inflated, like, in fairness. But given
I know. You fucking cunts in like Chelsea coming in, and they make it like, it's just so annoying. They're so annoying. Like, they inflate the price of every player. They the league ruin, like, do you know what I mean? They really do. Because, like, if you're a team like, I don't know, Newcastle, no, maybe not Newcastle, Tottenham, right? Tottenham. You know, like, they're not going to attract top like players, but they will find a fella who's a bit of a maverick there, like, and if there's interest in Tottenham.
You're breaking up, Bernie. I can't hear you. We've got robot Bernie. Robot Bernie. You there, Bernie? Hello? Can barely hear you. I can't hear you, Bernie. You keep breaking up, man. I'm not sure if it's me or you. Do you want to try and leave if you can hear me? I mean, it could be me. I have no idea. Hello?
Yo, what's up, man? You alright?
You can hear me, okay. Grand.
Yeah.
You were going on something about Spurs and they could buy a Maverick, but
if they find a player, they can't buy him for the right price, because, like, Chelsea will then just come in and offer 15 million more even though they mightn't even want the player, they just ruined the league. They've hyperinflated the price of every player since Abramovich bought him, and it's just made it impossible for teams like Liverpool and Tottenham who watch their finances,
Yeah.
to buy
I agree.
them
Yeah.
because
They
they've ruined the league. They've ruined the league.
Yeah, and they're
Any
continuing
Chelsea
it.
fan out there listening to this, they are just the worst thing that ever happened to football, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hate them. I hate them more than Spurs. I hate them more than Spurs.
Oh. I
More.
think for my prediction, I do think Liverpool will probably win this, and I don't think Chelsea will even score. I think it's going to be 2-0. Is Van Dijk playing at the moment?
No, he's out for another month. It's
He's out for another month. Oh, okay. And Nunes.
That was-
These are the possible
Nunes
lineups.
Yeah, he could be back. Jota's back as well. Jota's back to training, so I don't. Maybe he mightn't get the Chelsea game, but Nunes, I'd say, will start the Chelsea game or come on anyways at least.
What have you made of Gakpo so far?
I haven't seen him touch the ball. Literally, like he's played 2 games, and I swear to God, no. I was watching the Wolves game. Fair enough. I was watching the Brighton game at work, but the Wolves game I was watching at home. But like he just doesn't seem. It's just like they're playing him up front. Like he can't play in that position. Like he's a winger. Like he's
a winger.
yeah. He's not like Klopp was throwing him up front there. Like nearly as a striker. Like he just was running around the place, doing nothing. And like again, it doesn't help when you fucking Oxlade-Chamberlain beside him. So
Yeah, he's
like
not a shining light of how wingers should play the Ox.
Ox is so bad, man. He's gotten like, what happened to that guy? Like the injury just really fucked him up. Like
injuries, he's had injuries his entire career. Like he got ruined.
yeah.
Final question on this game: do you think any of these two teams can get into the Champions League?
Check there now. I'm gonna look at the stay here there now.
It's on the screen, if you want to look at it.
I personally think Brentford, Fulham, and Brighton, they're definitely going to drop points anyways.
You'd expect
eventually.
So yeah, you'd expect. So.
Again, it's just coming down to Newcastle and Tottenham. Like, it's how good a run can they? If they stay the way they're going, like, I mean, we have a game in hand there. We're only what? Yeah, I mean, we're not too far behind Tottenham. I mean, literally, you're talking about the biggest bottlers in the league.
Yep.
Hanging on to lead, which they can't do. So,
Newcastle need to be looking at. They don't. I mean, they've lost one game all season, and it was against Liverpool in the 98th minute or something. That's crazy.
I probably piss off. I will piss off Newcastle fans when I say this, but they play a horrible form of football when they go 1-0 up. It's horrible. Like it's absolutely disgusting. Like no, it wins games and they get points to look where they are and stuff. I know, fair enough. Like, but like they're I don't know. I teams like that can't. Like, do you remember Chelsea when they had Conte? Were like that as well. They used to go up 1-0 and hang on to the lead. But then do you remember the next season they fell apart. Teams had them figured out, and I reckon that's what's going to happen the second half of this season. Teams are just going to figure them out, and they're going to start putting goals past them, and they'll drop off as well. I think. I have a feeling Liverpool are going to pick top 4. I think we're going to do. I think we could still do it. Like
Fair enough.
But it all depends on us. Like it doesn't depend on.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, if anyone was saying, and I wasn't saying. But if anyone was saying that Man United were in a title race after the derby last weekend, then you have to also say that Newcastle are also in a title race. But that's just not true. Neither of us are. It's between Arsenal and City, realistically.
Man, I don't know about that. I don't know. It's Arsenal's to lose here. Like, I mean, they're only 5 points ahead. Liverpool were 10 points ahead of City in 2014 come Christmas, and they had 22 games played. And we still bottled it. I mean, we're only halfway through the season, John.
Yeah. Very true.
Like, so much can change. Like,
it just feels weird, right? Because we're like in just past the middle of January. Usually, there's like 22, 23 games played at this stage. So that's how it feels now, but it's not. There's so many games, like literally half the season to play. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Liverpool, there's definitely enough points on the board to get over the next 19, 20 games. So it'll be interesting to see if Liverpool can regain some kind of form and if Chelsea can get out of this mini crisis that they're in. So let's see if their new signings can gel together. Right, going into the 3:00 kickoffs on Saturday. Bournemouth Forest. This is a big game at the bottom of the table. Forest have a bit of breathing room. 5 points clear of West Ham on 15 points, which is mental.
Yeah.
They're on 50. Oh, West Ham are bottom three, and also Bournemouth just 1 point clear of the bottom three. So Bournemouth are at home. Obviously, they don't have the greatest record. Forest got a big win. I think it was in the cup, and they got one in the league as well against Southampton, which was huge. So how did you see this one going? Have you paid close attention to either of these teams during the year?
Two highly unpredictable teams. You just never know what they're going to get when they come on the field. You know, you can get Nottingham Forest that play unbelievable, and then you can get Nottingham Forest that have lost their last how many games before they won before they won the cup there. Like, but no, that can go anywhere, man. I mean, if I was following the championship more, I might have some idea, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what is this. Are Nottingham Forest playing at home?
No, it's Bournemouth. Bournemouth at home.
Oh, Bournemouth at home. Yeah, fucking yeah. I don't know. Look, since Parker's gone from Bournemouth, I feel like Bournemouth actually playing better.
I mean,
you know, but again,
they're under Parker.
They were,
Jesus, yeah.
So stale. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was just such a stale style of football. Like, no, he's got Parker as championship manager. Like that's about it. You know.
I think he's. I might be mistaken. I think he's gotten like the Club Bruges job, and so he's literally going to be managing in the Champions League next month.
I know. Oh, crack it.
Madness.
Oh, stop it.
Madness. Anyways, predictions on this one.
Predictions for that game. I'm gonna be bold and say Bournemouth 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, they're defensively very compact and very organised. Nottingham are all over the place. Like, they really are. They have a different lineup every week. Like, it's just not going to work for them.
They do.
I think away game.
I think, I'd be honest, like Bournemouth to me, I'm not going to claim to say that I've watched either of these teams closely this season, but I don't know. I think with Bournemouth, it's like a Route 1 to victory. Like, they cross the ball into their. Is it Billing, who's like just massive and causes all types of problems. Also, Dean Henderson is pretty decent in goal for Nottingham Forest. I'm not just saying that because I don't really like the guy, but he is in decent form. And I think Forest have a bit more quality, so I'm going for another win. I'm going for a win. I was contemplating a draw on this, but I'm going to go for the win. I'm going to say 2-1 Forest. So I'm going to say.
You take down, by the way, these predictions, because I'm going to throw them into the table. Or, you know, fair go. I'll get them off you tomorrow, because I'm going to work on that table tomorrow.
They're all on the Word doc that we have.
Okay, cool. No bother. Right, nice one.
Leicester and Brighton.
Brighton all day. Brighton 6-0. Leicester so bad. Like, Leicester are fucking terrible. Like, they spent 10 million net spend in the last 2 or 3 years. Danny Ward, who was a third choice to and Karius, is in goals from. Could you stop? Like, they like Brendan Rodgers is fucked there. Like, he needs to get out so quick out of that club. Like,
I think he comes to like a point with all of his teams. He did with Liverpool. Obviously with Celtic is different because I mean when he was managing Celtic, it was a one-team league, and the Scottish League is, no offense to the fans of the Scottish League, but it is not. It's not even close to Premier League quality. I genuinely think they wouldn't get promoted out of the Championship. I genuinely think that. But
Celtic or Rangers, they'd have an awful tough time. They'd have an awful tough time getting out of the Championship. They'd actually probably they'd probably be better off in League One.
Yeah, I could see that. I think their genuine level is like mid-table Championship. But look, they did well in Europe. Look, this isn't Scottish football podcast, but I mean they did well in Europe last year, Rangers. In fairness to them, but
I think you're onto something, John. Be a really niche market there for a Scottish.
With our big Irish accents, yeah.
Straight face. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so for this one, I definitely think Brighton are playing so well as well. They're playing They're so,
Alright, there's
so
so many
nice to
of them.
actually watch. Like they're so good, so good.
Yeah, and Welbeck as well. Joe, I'm very surprised at Welbeck.
Yeah,
He,
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
he's the perfect role there. Like he's a pure comes on the 65th minute type of striker, and he'll just get in the way, and he won't get a goal every game, if you like, but he will. Like even just he just gets into the box and he'll get a chance. All right, like he's serious utility player for him.
Yeah.
You know, and they use him very smartly as well. Like
Brilliant.
so, I like that.
Brilliant. There's,
I like that.
in my opinion, there's an argument for Brighton being the best run club in the Premier League.
Possibly. I just love the fact that it's an Irish striker they have now, Evan Ferguson, up front from him, and he is class. You see his goal against Liverpool.
Against the no. I'm misremembering a game. I saw Solly March scoring twice and then Welbeck scoring, and that was against Liverpool, wasn't it?
No, Evan Ferguson scored a goal against Liverpool. It was a class goal, because the ball was underneath him. The way he kicked it, was sublime.
Are you sure that wasn't Solly March?
No, it was definitely Evan Ferguson, because I remember him celebrating.
I'm looking this up right now. Really.
Yeah, look it up. No, look it up. I love being right, to be honest with you. You know.
Solly March. Evan Ferguson assisted.
Are you sure? No, I was watching the game.
Screen. Look at the screen.
One sec, no, I'll bring it up here. I was on a different screen. One sec.
I love being right as well.
Live score has a tendency to be wrong, John. You know. Yeah. No. I sorry, I am mistaken. I was watching the game at work, but it was a lovely goal by.
It was a great finish. Yeah.
He's a serious striker, John. He's he's so young and he's physically built perfectly for a striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Fucking not I'm being very presumptuous here now, but I could honestly see him walking into that United squad at the moment. Jesus, the way he plays.
Big shouts.
Ten Hag would love him.
Big shouts.
To
be fair, I think Ten Hag will pretty much. He's such a good coach. I think he gets the best out of most players. I genuinely do.
Even Wakehurst sausage there will probably get a few goals.
Wakehurst is going to walk out with 10 goals for United this season. That's my prediction. He only scored 2 in the whole of last season for Burnley.
Oh yeah, but I know, but that was never going to work. You're taking a thing out of a very technical team in Holland, bring him off the fucking long ball Burnley with Sean Dyche.
Yeah. They just saw how big he was, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll have him."
Yeah, big stumpy fucker, throw him in.
Yeah. Right,
one big stumpy fucker and brought in and just working of it. Basically, doesn't work.
Facts.
You should have kept Chris Wood. They should never have sold him.
Yeah, it actually helped Newcastle as well, even though Wood is shocking, but it helped Newcastle get out of that zone. Right, what's your prediction? Leicester versus Brighton.
Jesus, I gave it to you. 6-0.
6-0 Brighton.
Yeah, no. I'm just throwing in there because I think it's just going to be. I think Leicester are going to get absolutely ran over here. They're just going to get ran through. Brighton are just going to play. If the Liverpool game was anything to go by, Brighton are playing lovely triangles. They can play the ball out from their back line so quick.
Yeah.
They have the team in form at the moment, and then you're looking at Leicester going. They have an injury list the size of my arm.
Yeah.
They
also have just no players.
Mediocre players at the moment. They've spent nothing. Yeah, they're a joke.
So you're sticking with 6-0?
Yeah, I'm sticking with a 6-0. It'll be close.
I've gone 4-0, so it will be close. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Southampton, Aston Villa.
Southampton and Aston Villa.
Southampton on 15 points. Villa on 25. Villa have been way more secure since Unai Emery came in. Way more secure. Southampton obviously got a huge FA Cup win. And who did they play? They played Everton last weekend and got a draw. No, they got the win. Ward-Prowse came with 2. Yeah, they're on a good run of form. So Ward-Prowse, by the way, what a player. His free kicks are unbelievable. Southampton would be going down without Ward-Prowse. I'm just saying it right now.
It's a secret. When you play Southampton, just don't give away free kicks.
Yeah.
Just do not give away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that guy, he's a real dead ball specialist. He's just Yeah, no, it's just even the way if he takes a free kick, like just the way the ball moves in the air, it's like holy fuck, like
Yeah,
keeper.
just the swerve he gets on it as well, and it's so accurate. Man, he is
Yeah,
unbelievable. It's incredible. Like you have to put him up there with the sheer amount of goals that he's scored. Like Beckham is obviously the guy when people think of free kicks in terms of like the technique and everything. But Ward-Prowse like deserves to be mentioned in the same breath. Not as quality of footballer, but just as pure free kick taking ability. He is unbelievable, without a doubt.
it's a pity he's not better in play, you know,
Yeah,
because
it does.
what
Yeah,
a player.
yeah. Geez, yeah.
He didn't-
He would, like he would easily be in the England squad, and he would easily be in a top six team.
They have him. He'd be overplaying at Madrid at the moment if he was as good as a ball player as like Tony Cruz was.
Yeah,
Like he'd be over Madrid at the moment because Madrid are crying out for free kick taker at the moment as well. Like you know.
yeah, yeah. But
So,
they have good young up and coming centre mids as well. Like so, I'd say Madrid are fine for a while.
they're fucking bastards.
Right. So, any thoughts on Villa? Anything? They're pretty boring to watch at the moment. Saw
They're
Danny Ings went
just
to West Ham actually. So.
yeah. He's completed the clarinet and blue clubs now in England. Burnley, West Ham, and Villa
Yeah.
are all clarinet blue. Like it's so fucking funny. Like he must have a sexual attraction to those colours or something. I don't know. Or maybe he's Asian does. I don't know. This is a weird one. But yeah. The only thing I say about Villa was they're really missing that Douglas Carlos guy that they bought in the summer. Their centre back.
Yeah.
They banked on him. Like they really banked on him to shore up their defence, and then he just gets injured.
They should buy Harry
That really
Maguire.
fucked them. They shouldn't.
They should.
Because
Can you imagine Harry Maguire and Tyrone Mings as your centre back pairing?
I think the mental health in Clarny will put their back line up and fucking that one. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, that would be Chuckle Brothers FC. Oh my god.
I'm just trying to think of the Cheech and Chong centre back there.
Oh man.
They will do anything but defend. Like,
Yeah.
oh no,
literally.
you couldn't play two of them together anyways because they're both kind of
I'm sure
they're
Gareth
both
Southgate has already. He must have.
yeah.
He must have.
God Almighty, he's terrible. And imagine sending him over to Unai Emery as well, like, you know.
Yeah. In fairness, though, I'll say this right now. I think Harry Maguire will work well under Unai Emery. For one reason, Unai Emery is pretty defensive, and when a manager is like when Harry Maguire plays well in teams that are like counter-attacking and sit deep.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't play well in any team. All right, he actually doesn't. He should be playing as
Sitting
a
deep,
coach.
I no, well, he's on the bench.
Water boy.
But I think he would do okay, reasonably well under Unai Emery. I think he would like when they're sitting relatively deep and not playing a high line like United are trying to do, where he gets exposed because of his pace. He would be all right. That's my thoughts. But anyways, what is your prediction for this one? Southampton at home against Aston Villa.
I think just because Southampton won their away game, they seem like a team that win a game and then go on and lose a game. I think Villa as well. They're kind of ticking at the moment. Like they are a bit better going up front. I always think Watkins, especially in these games, will play very well. So I'm gonna say 2-1 Villa. I can't be too far off that. Like
2-1 Villa.
yeah,
This is
can't be too far off that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I am going for my first draw. I'm going 1-1 on this one.
Yeah, it has a draw written all over it. I don't know. I don't know. I think Villa could do it. Like they're just Southampton always when they go and win a game, they always seem to lose their next one. Like I don't know. So I'm going to stick by that.
Yeah.
That's basically nothing to do with players or soccer. It's just form, really.
Yeah. That's fair. This is actually a huge game. This is West Ham versus Everton. This is a massive game, actually.
God,
When-
Battle of the Retards. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
David Moyes versus Frank Lampard.
Oh my God, almighty.
Jeez, just take a second to witness that. They both have 15 points out of 19 games.
That's some going.
West Ham have lost 12 times this season. Everton have lost 10. That's staggering. Like literally, they may as well be bottom of the table. They have the same amount of points as Southampton. Like, they're all joint bottom.
No, the only thing I will say, right, is West Ham have been here before. All right.
Yeah, they've also
West
gone
Ham
down
have
before.
been with David Boys in the bottom three, and they pulled out of it. They always turn it around second half of the season. They always do it.
I also will say that West Ham, to me, by far have better quality players than Everton do.
Oh, well, I mean, a better quality manager, which I know isn't saying much because it's Dave fucking Moyes, like, but
No, he's definitely. It's not even close. Frank Lampard is a shocking manager. I don't know how he still has a job, to be honest.
I wouldn't even give him my football manager season to take over. Like, I wouldn't even give him that because I'm afraid he'd fuck it up. Like, you know, like he hasn't the tactical bone in his body. Like, the one thing always stuck with me about Frank Lampard was when Tuchel took over Chelsea after Lampard, and he was literally so disgusted after the first day of training with Chelsea because the players individually, their ball control was so bad. They're like their drills, they're horrendous. They never worked on they always worked on tactical and set pieces more so than actually players actually playing with the ball and passing the ball and doing the simple things right. I remember he put him training with size 3 soccer balls for the first 2 weeks, and he put him training on really small pitches to develop their touch and their passing technique again because he just gotten so bad at the team.
Yeah.
Lampard was just trusting they could go in and be good players, and working on the tactical side of it. So yeah, no, he's a bad coach. He's bad coaches around him. He's a bad everything. He's a bad egg. He's championship manager. Championship manager.
Whenever, even at that, that's a stretch to me. But when I look at Everton, we played them, in the FA Cup recently. FA Cup. It was the FA Cup, and
that was a good game.
They're good at one aspect when it's happening. What I'm trying to say is transitioning. They're shocking. If they're attacking up the pitch, their transition to defense is diabolical, and same back to front. They can't once they've kind of established themselves in a certain third of the pitch. For example, if they're camped in their own third where they're defending, they're okay then, and same at going attacking. But when it's a quick transitioning game where the teams are countering them very quickly, like United did it to them, they're so bad at it, and that's what they've been found out so many times. But West Ham, I think the quality of Declan Rice will come through. Is it Lanzini, Mikel Antonio? I think that fella Scamacca, I think it is, their striker. I think he will start scoring goals. They just need a bit of form, I think, and they'll easily come out of that. There's if you look at the bottom of the table on the screen now, there are 7 teams that are well capable of going down. And I don't think West Ham is one of them, to be honest.
I didn't pick any of those 3. No, I did actually. I made predictions at the start of the year. Everton were actually in my. So I just loved seeing it relegated to be so good. But Everton were my relegation pick, right? Everton and Wolves, and I picked Nottingham Forest as well actually to go down because just the how they dealt with the transfer window. But no, I agree with everything you're saying. What you're on about there, the whole transition thing there from defence to attack, that is down to a bad manager. That is bad coaching, bad day to day. United were the same if you need all day. You couldn't do it. You could counter attack, but it was just never clicking for you. Whereas now under Ten Hag, Jesus, you're dangerous.
So well, we managed them so well. That's literally at the start of the season when Brighton and Brentford beat us. That was because of bad transitioning. It was so, and obviously with the Brentford game there was the Hayes mistake, but it's mainly transition game. That's why we were so bad last year as well. But yeah, I totally agree. Frank Lampard is shocking. David Moyes should probably stay at West Ham given what he's done for them the last couple of seasons. But he needs
the Premier League. That's it.
Huh?
He'll keep him in the Premier League. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. they'd be lucky then to get a top 10 finish. Like, you know, they might get that every 3 years. That's what you'll get from Moyes. Like,
Yeah, I know.
you won't get a fella who's going to win.
There's no
you know?
way they get a top 10 this year. Not a chance.
But it's not even that. Like, it's just a Moyes team. Like, if you remember when he was at Everton, like, he always just kept them up. He kept them in the Premier League. That was it. They never really did anything
they
apart from that.
Champions League. They didn't actually get in it. They got to the qualification, but they did get in top 4. He was okay at Everton in my memory. He was always on the edge out of the top 4. Obviously, there's way more teams now that are competing at the top. Like, so it was there wasn't much.
Ferguson knew what he was at. Like, Ferguson knew what he was at. He knew what he was at. He knew it. He just didn't want that fucker to come in and take his thunder. Like, so he brought in the big.
Make him remember me. Make them remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Prediction: West Ham Everton. What are we saying?
I'm gonna go draw.
Ooh. Doesn't really help either team. That. Go on. What is it? 0-0, 1-0.
Oh, I don't know. Put it into a hat and pick it out. I'd say 1-1 draw. I'd say.
1-1. I'm going for a West Ham win here. I'm going 2-0. I am.
Okay.
So
Okay. Confident.
Last game of Saturday is Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. Palace obviously played midweek on short notice, I might add. But got a draw at the end. Didn't play well in the game, in my opinion. They were pretty poor. Pretty poor. Newcastle obviously top 4 at the moment.
I'd love to see Newcastle lose this game, but I just think they'll win the game 1-0, 2-0. That's about it. They're just playing them.
I think it'll be 1-0 Newcastle.
Yeah.
Are you going for 1-0 or 2-0?
I'm gonna go 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-0.
Cool.
Newcastle 2-0.
Yeah, there's not much that we've kind of covered Crystal Palace already. Newcastle, we've talked about them throughout, and yeah, they're just one of those teams where they seem to be defending really deep but countering well, relying on like Almiron for a class goal or a penalty. Even though, to be fair, when they were playing, who were they playing last week? They got that goal at the end. Who was it? Fulham. Yeah, I mean, Fulham should have got that penalty in fairness, or Mitrovic fucked up with the penalty, but they scored at the end. Like that's a good mentality and a good trait to have to grind out a win.
I was talking to Phil the last day, and he was on about Newcastle, and he was just, the way he put it was very right. Like, if you've been watching the last couple of games by Newcastle, they're just getting the look. Like, they're getting the rub of the green. Like, they're just getting the look at the moment. But I think that will end from, like, I think teams are just going to start figuring them out fairly quick. And I just think I still think they're going to drop off towards the end of the season. I can't see him staying in top 4. I just can't.
Yeah, like the quality, like if you think about it, the players that they actually have, they have Almiron, who went through a real hot streak, but it seems to have fallen off since. They have Chris Wood, who's not really playing when Wilson is available. They have that Isaac fella, however you want to say it. He does look good in fairness. I actually think he'll come good once injuries don't affect him too much. But like,
he's a striker they need. Like,
yeah. But I think the main one for them is Bruno Guimaraes.
Oh yes,
he's unbelievable.
Keeps the whole thing ticking. He's Casper.
If he gets injured, I think Newcastle fall off pretty quickly, to be honest. But
yeah, and I think he is an injury-prone player too. Like, so it probably will happen with all the games coming up.
Yeah. But yeah, look, if they keep him fit, they have a chance. In fairness, because he is that good. He was a great signing for them. Really, really good.
When is the last time Newcastle won anything?
I'm gonna say the 60s.
I'm gonna say they won the championship, I think.
No, I'm not counting a championship trophy.
Don't you smite. Oh, don't you talk about championship.
No, championship is a trophy, but last time they won like a major trophy.
Oh, sorry.
Major trophy.
United fan. Mr. United fan.
67 years, 258 days, 5 hours, 30 minutes, and 3 seconds.
That's nearly as bad as Tottenham. Nearly as bad.
It's worse than Tottenham, yeah.
Well, no, Tottenham won an FA Cup, didn't they?
They won a League Cup in 2008. So.
Yes, they did. They did. Very good stats, man. Jesus Christ, that's a
It's
long
mad,
time
isn't
since
it?
they won it.
Mad.
Yeah.
So that's why I was surprised. Like obviously they have a great chance now actually with the Carabao Cup because they're in the semi final.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
They've who they got? They got Southampton in the semi final. City are out of it. Main challenger probably is Man United. So that'll probably be a final for them. You'd expect.
I'd like to see him win it because I know it would mean a lot to them to win it.
Yeah.
You know, the League Cup is like, if we won it last year, it was like, oh, great, we won it. You know, it just made nothing to us.
Champions League finals and won the Premier
Yeah,
League.
exactly.
And such, yeah.
But it would mean a lot to even the city of Newcastle as well, just to win that League Cup. Like, they would love it. Like, they would love it. So I'd like to see him win it, being honest with you, but I don't want to see him get top 4. Just because of the way
a lot of these managers seem to think that the Carabao Cup is a good way to kind of kickstart the second half of your season because you've won something. You know, it's a good buzz. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, obviously I want Man United to win the Carabao Cup because it's been about 5-6 years since we won something. Anyways, moving on swiftly.
Yes. Sunday
brings us on to Sunday. Right.
Leeds and Brentford.
Leeds and Brentford. Leeds lost last week to Villa. They look absolutely toothless up front, if I'm honest. They just don't have a goal scorer. Like Rodrigo, obviously my mate Dennis, he was sending me kind of stats of Leeds top scorers. I think Rodrigo is on the cusp of being in a top 10 of Leeds all-time Premier League goal scorer list. He's been there like 3 seasons. It's mad.
Yeah, to be easy in their top 10, like, to be fair, I mean, if you think about it, like Leeds, I suppose in the 90s were fantastic, like, and stuff, but like, they haven't really.
I mean, they haven't been in it for 16 years or whatever. So
exactly. So to be easy getting their top 10, like, but I don't know. Your man March at Leeds, I like him.
You like him?
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I really like him. I like him as a manager. Like, I think he's a serious manager. I think that Leeds United job especially was a very tough one to take on. Anyways, you know, I think
it was tough to follow Bielsa. Like Bielsa really drummed up their support at Leeds. Obviously got him out of Championship, which was the promised land. So
yeah, but imagine you're a manager taking over a squad of players after Bielsa. You're going to be the biggest legend ever because, you know, he ran the squad. He ran his squad to death, Bielsa. Like.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's good. I don't know, man. I don't really think March is that great, if I'm honest. I really don't. But look, he has a championship squad, in my opinion. There's not much quality in that squad.
This coming from a man who endured 3 years of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Solskjaer was great. I don't know what you're on about. Great is a stretch, but he gave us good memories.
Probably worse than putting Ryan Giggs as your interim manager there when you did fucking Zaf money.
Yeah, that was only for 4 games. Let's not talk about
and he bought himself on. He even bought himself on as well. Like,
look at him. He's an egomaniac.
Like, no, Ole was so bad, man. He was so bad. But yeah, no.
I think Brentford tear Leeds to apart. Leeds
they're so unpredictable. They're so unpredictable, Brentford. Like, they really are. They could show up tomorrow and just be useless. Like, they could just show up to Ellen Road now tomorrow and just be absolutely useless and not even score a goal or even look like getting one. You just don't know what.
They're a lot more predictable. Well, no, Leeds are predictably shit in most games, and Brentford are
I agree.
So I don't know.
But they don't have. They have Rodrigo, fair enough, but like he's very hot in goals.
Yeah,
I think they Bamford as well.
Bamford's only coming back from injury. They do have that young fella, Nanto, I think his name is, the young Italian fella.
Yeah.
He had a decent game, I thought, against Villa. He played well, but I think one of their main goal scorers is Somerville, and I don't know if he's injured or just not playing at the moment. But he was banging them in for them before the World Cup, but I haven't really seen him play for Leeds since. So I don't know. I think Brentford pretty easily walk through this, because Leeds just can't defend. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 3-1 Brentford. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm going to be mad here now, just
Go on,
because it's
be
on a
mad,
Sunday.
Barney. Go on, be mad. Go
I
on.
will be mad. I'm going to say it's going to be 3-3 draw.
3-all draw.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I think there'll be goals in this game. I think there will be goals in this game. I just think, even though I like Brentford's goalkeeper, that
Yeah, same.
Sanchez,
Yeah.
he's a serious keeper, to be fair.
Is it Sanchez or
Oh,
Raya? I thought Sanchez
the
was the
Roy, I can't remember.
Brighton one.
Yeah, I can't remember. But I've just seen him in a few games, and the guy. Oh no, sorry, I mixed him up. The Brighton goalkeeper. Sorry.
Yeah. Sanchez, I think, is the Brighton one. But yeah, no, to be fair, I like Raya as well. He's a decent keeper. Is it Raya?
I know. I think there'll be goals in this game. I just think because it's at home in Ellen Road on a Sunday, there'll be a good atmosphere inside Leeds. I can see goals. I can see being a mad game. To be honest with you, you just don't know what you're going to get from either team. That's the point of getting with that game. Like, you don't know what you're going to get from either team. I mean, Brentford could show up tomorrow and be unbelievable, or they could show up and be absolutely horrific. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's the game at Leeds, like, you just don't know.
I'm pretty confident Leeds are going to lose, but who knows? Who knows what I think?
Yeah, no, it reeks of draw, anyways. But and like, I'm normally good for sniffing them games out, like them draws.
How you know?
Yeah, I am. We'll see now. We'll see now Monday, John. We'll see Monday.
Right, City versus Wolves. Second last game of the weekend, I think. I think I'm right in saying that. City versus Wolves.
Yeah, City all day. Jesus. Wolves have nothing, like they've nothing extraordinary in the defence. Their midfield's good, but again, we did a good job on them.
I think
in the FA Cup.
I think this is perfectly set up for a Haaland hat trick here. I just do.
Oh, I'd say you're going to be right. Actually, it probably will be.
Just see him.
Haaland hat trick. Yeah, no, I reckon I could say City will probably win this game 4-5-0 easily.
Jesus. Yeah, Wolves had that new manager Lopetegui. His results have kind of been bouncing around a bit. They haven't really. I just want to check this, just make sure.
I didn't know for relegation. I didn't know for relegation at the start of the season because their squad is fairly big. Like,
yeah, they struggle to score goals, so much. But yeah, they don't seem, in the last couple of games anyway, they don't seem to concede too many. Since the World Cup, but yeah. So what are you saying? What's your prediction? Sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
I'll go 4-0 City.
4-0 City.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go. I kind of want to go the same, to be honest. Screw it, I'll go 5 just to be different. I do. I think Haaland's gonna just absolutely tear them apart. And into the final game of the weekend, and it is a big one. Arsenal versus Man United. Arsenal can go very clear at the top of the table, very, very clear, with a game in hand. So obviously, if City win their game, they'll be only 2 points behind Arsenal. Puts a bit of pressure on them, like it really does. Put a bit of pressure.
Yeah, especially because the City game is beforehand as well. Like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny. Yeah, like, again, I fully expect City to win, and Arsenal, fuck it, you beat them already at the start of the season.
They seem again, a lot more. They seem a lot better since then.
Yeah, they do. To be fair, no, but still, no, I don't know. I think Ten Hag would have Arteta's number tactically.
There's one main difference, I think, between... Actually, no, there's a couple. So, in the game at Old Trafford, Jesus played pretty well. And he's not there for Arsenal this game. But he really did... he ran our defence a bit ragged. However, Partey was not playing at Old Trafford in that game. And he will be playing. He will definitely be playing this weekend. And he looks unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a big game for him. Big game for Odegaard. He's playing brilliantly right now. Saka is playing really well. I think Ten Hag might put Luke Shaw at left back and have him marking Saka instead of Malacia.
I prefer Malacia on him. I think Saka would run rings around Shaw.
Geez,
personally.
Saka ran rings around Malacia at Old Trafford. I remember it. He didn't have it.
Yes.
But yeah, look, that was early on in Malacia's career. But Saka just looks like if there's 3 players that have really impressed, I think, for Arsenal this year, it's been Odegaard, Partey, and Saka. That those 3 there, and they link up really well as well, which is painful to watch. But yeah, it's what do you think? Where's your head going on this one?
I mean, actually thinking over the last 2 or 3 days, I just can't. I don't know. Because I was talking with Paddy about it there, like,
yeah,
and it just seems like you're going to win it. It just seems like, obviously to be brilliant for the Premier League. No, if you want it,
yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it would be. Wide open.
Can you imagine if like Newcastle win, we win, City win? I mean, the top 4 basically are separated by maximum of 6 points.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Like, it'd be brilliant, especially halfway through the season. It'd just be excellent. But it's a massive game for Arsenal. It's nearly as big as a final for them, because, like, obviously they win it. There's a bit of daylight between them. It's a nice lead, but it'll say a lot about them, their mentality, like, you know, going into this game.
Yep.
If they can show up and win, you know, and just it would prove, yes, we're the best team in the Premier League this season.
Yeah,
I think, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Man United,
massive.
I would say, are like the second most informed team. Am I wrong in saying that? Maybe Newcastle are up there. Arsenal are obviously the most informed team. But
I'd say you're the 4th most informed team.
Who would you say is second and third? Brighton, I guess, maybe, actually. Brighton.
City and Newcastle.
I don't think City can be there. They don't. They drew against Everton, they lost against United. There's no way they're in the top 4.
They're still second.
In the form table, not a chance. No.
In the form table, or you're going, I'm just saying, like whatever about form, like, they're still sitting second in the league at the moment.
Oh,
like,
yeah. No, I was just saying in form. Arsenal are the most informed team, and I would say United are either second or third in the form, like, last 5 games. So it's a huge game. It really is. So we'll see. I really don't know what to predict for this one, but I'm going to let you choose first.
Well, so that's only fitting. Going to go. I'm going to go with my gut. And my gut is telling me that it's going to be a shock, and it'll be 3-0 United. I reckon if you get it right tactically. No, that's what my gut is telling me. But my head is also saying Arsenal have Partey in midfield. If they get it right,
United don't have Casemiro. That's huge.
Yeah. You know, it's all down to how we defend against them and how we stop their counterattacks. Really, I suppose. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all,
and how they stop our counterattacks, because Rashford is on fire, and if they leave any space open, he will attack it. Like.
But it's like I said, like, tactically, I just feel like Ten Hag has a number on Arteta, because obviously of the experience, you know. I mean, you saw United against City, like, he tactically played very well against them.
Even though they had all the possession, I feel like we were in control that entire game.
He frustrated a bit. You know, when you got the ball, you know, he knew what to do with us. You were going to play around them small, but I know it was a lot of long balls away too, like, you know, especially in the second half. Like,
yeah, but they were targeted long balls rather than just, you know, just
exactly.
It up,
like Casemiro's ball there for the fucking the Bruno Fernandes goal, like, do you know what I mean? Like, just even that alone, like, do you know what I mean? Just I suppose if you can play that way once you have the midfielders and you know to do that, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Like, whereas I suppose you could have played that way 2 seasons ago under Ole, but you just didn't have the players on the field that are capable of like playing passes like that. Where so I mean, it boded very well for you against City. You obviously won the game.
Yep.
I think you could do the same to Arsenal. Like, I just think, you know, if you just show up defensively, get it right against them, stop their counter attacks, and just frustrate them. That's all you have to do. And like you say, there's no Jesus up front for him. So
yeah, I don't really fear Nketiah. I think Varane and Martinez are gonna start this at centre back, and
I just think, you know, who'd be Nketiah would be an absolute nightmare now for is Liverpool. I reckon he just if you start him against Liverpool, he'd probably get a hat-trick. Like,
really,
I just don't know what it is, but
I don't really fear him at all. Like,
yeah,
that'll probably buy me in Arsenal. Probably score a hat-trick against us, but
that's the thing about him. You just don't know about him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he has the potential. I've always earmarked him. I always earmarked him and Brewster as like 2 young strikers coming up that are going to fucking be massive.
Both flops.
Both flops. Yeah, you can like, where the fuck is Brewster gone? Jesus Christ.
He was at Sheffield United last season. I don't know if he's still there. I have no idea.
He's not playing. I've checked him out a few times. Sheffield United in the Championship, like, and he hasn't played. He hasn't been even on their squad. I'm pretty sure, like, for a few games there. No, I haven't seen him in it. Like, you know, so yeah.
Right. Final prediction. Come on, Bernie. You're dragging this out. Come on. What's the prediction?
Well, I gave my first one. Yeah, I gave my first one 3-0.
Are you sticking with that? Are you going with your gut?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with it because I can't really. You know, I can't really.
Right.
Fucking. No, nah, forget it. Nah, I'm gonna stick with it. 3-0 United.
All right.
3-0 United.
All right. My head thinks that with Casemiro out, this is going to be a tough one to win for United. I don't know how we're going to play. Like, is he going to play McTominay as Casemiro replacement and still play Fred as like your Odegaard, like man mark Odegaard, or man mark Partey even, but Partey doesn't play in the same position as De Bruyne. They're 2 very different, obviously, players. Partey's a bit more defensive as well, so I can't see Fred man marking Partey, if you know what I mean. And I really don't want to go back to the days of a McFred centre mid partnership. We see how that goes. It doesn't go well. So I would like to see Fred and Eriksen, I think, as the midfield 2 with Bruno up ahead. But I want Weghorst to play as well this game. I think he's actually really important. Because I saw him against Palace, he was running, man. He was pressing. It was really good to see. Like with Martial, I just don't see him doing it. So I think Weghorst actually has a huge role to play. And actually, after saying that, I think he's going to score the winner. Screw it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for United. It's going to be so squeaky.
This is the thing. It's so hard to pick, like, but my heart is telling me United, like, are just gonna, like you even say there, Weghorst, like, I think he has to start against Arsenal.
Yeah, yes.
Just the presence of Malone is going to spook Arsenal's defense.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
that's really good. Like, that's really good.
Like Saliba and Gabriel are not going to care if Martial is playing. They just won't. I think Ben White versus Rashford is actually. Do you know what? I wouldn't play. Sorry, I was going to say I wouldn't play Anthony in this game. I'd play Garnacho.
I would too, yeah.
I'd play Garnacho and Rashford on the wings and Weghorst up front. That's what.
That's a good show. It's a good show.
Because Ben White has been he's playing really well actually, right? Defensively he's okay, but attacking wise he's offering a lot. And I think Garnacho, he's just so direct. And
he's so good.
I think if he can like get past Ben White just once or twice in the first 20-30 minutes, then that'll give Ben White, like, that'll remove almost the threat a bit from Ben White going forward, and relieve our defense a bit. So yeah, look, I'm hoping that's definitely my heart talking, because I think obviously Arsenal have only lost once this year and it's to United, but they have been in incredible form. Obviously, yeah, league leaders at the moment, but yeah, I'm going for United. Screw it. If we do the double over Arsenal, jeez, that would be fairly impressive by us.
It's a fucking massive game, like, you think about it, like, because if Arsenal win this, like, that's it. You know, it cements them, like, whereas, like, if you show up now and beat them, and it just, it could just collapse Arsenal. Like if Arsenal loses again tomorrow, it could collapse them. Like
Yeah,
they could absolutely go on an awful run. Like you know,
they could. I don't know
so
who. So I have their upcoming matches. Look like they don't have. Look at their fixture list. They have United here. Next weekend they have City away in the FA Cup. Then Everton away, Brentford at home, then City at home in the league on the 15th of Feb. Like they've got some tough next 5 games coming, which could really define Arsenal's season. They're really good.
Fucking hell, yeah. It's gonna be such a good game. Yeah. I can't wait to watch it. To be honest, it's definitely my pick. Anyways.
I will be in the pub either drowning my sorrows or celebrating hard. So yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, that's massive.
Right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's been our first one. Thanks for joining.
No problem.
It's been fun, man. I've enjoyed this. I don't know about you. It's quite therapeutic almost.
Vent it out, get air out your dirty laundry. You know.
That's it.
Yeah, you know, vent it out, man. People need to hear.
They will. I'm not going to do too much editing on this. I'm just going to basically play it how it was, or upload it how it was. But I'll basically put something over your head, because people want to see when are you going to get a webcam, Bernie? When are you going to get a camera? Like,
well, you see the problem. Yeah, no. No, never. To be honest, Joe, I want to remain faceless. I want to do like Slipknot did there, like wear masks, like protect our identity.
I mean, you can do that if you want. I just want to see you on camera, like, Joe.
Yeah. No, because I'm actually doing this in my car at the moment, through my phone. So it's a bit dark at the moment. So even if I had, I could use the camera on my phone, but no point.
Be the same,
no.
But try it later on, even when you get home. Just see if it was if I just needed to turn on the VPN or whatever. We'll see if
I swear to God, if it was.
How was I supposed to know? Like?
You're so pissed at you, because I've been blaming myself,
And you should as well. You should. It was all your fault.
Yeah, I'm just like, why do I live in such a shit area? It was one of the downsides of moving out to the country. Was I knew the internet would be cash, but I didn't realize it was so bad until I moved in, because I was trying to get my internet moved over, and they're like, we can't move it. There's no line set up outside your house. I was like,
yeah.
What? And there's only this wireless internet you can get then, with a satellite dish, and I was just like, no, it's too much hassle. Fucking Arsenal room waiting for some fellas to come fit it, fucking screw that. But I've enjoyed this now, to be fair.
It's been fun, man.
When are we doing our next one?
Well, there's no games on Monday. The weekend.
I'm finished at 3:00 on Monday, so I'd be again this.
That works.
5 o'clock works for me if you want to do that. Yeah, works. Right. That'd be cool.
Time to sign out, I guess. If you've made it this far, I don't know why you've watched this whole thing, but thanks, I guess. Comment your predictions basically down below. How far off are you from us? You're probably gonna be more correct than we are. But anyway, subscribe. Thanks to Bernie for joining. We're gonna be back on Monday reviewing everything that we've got wrong and the games that happened. Can't wait. Another weekend of Premier League football. Gotta love it. Subscribe, and peace.